Hi, it's Apple975 and welcome to PUBG on the Xbox One, and today I've just got a nice little gameplay for you that had some nice snipes in it and a funny moment. So I thought I'd bring it to you as I've not been doing a lot of PUBG content lately. One of the issues is Don's not been on to play, and the other issue is my headset's bust at the moment. I can only hear out of one ear, which is a bit of a pain for playing PUBG. It's fine for Elite Dangerous, it doesn't really matter. I generally only play with one ear with my headset on when I play Elite Dangerous, so I can, if the other half calls for me, or she needs me to do something with the animals, I can hear her. And I also just generally I don't tend to sit with both headpieces on most of the time because Elite's fairly casual. I'm not really that worried. I don't get involved in anything that's really sound dependent. But PUBG, you need that sound. You need to be able to hear footsteps. You need to be able to hear gunshots. You need to be able to hear both sides so you can pinpoint the origin of the gunshots and stuff like that. So it makes it really challenging to play. With no sound, PUBG is almost impossible. With no sound, Elite's fine, apart from the odd warning that you miss, which becomes a much more severe warning if you miss it. I'm thinking about landing pad infractions, especially there. Trespass warnings, if you don't notice them, those audio cues can be key to keeping you alive. But I hit some long range snipes. I just could have sworn that guy was a bot, but when I kill him looking at his name, it probably wasn't. It was a bit of a weird game. There was a lot of bot or not going on, and I hit a nice long range shot, but I did have a lot of bites at it. It's got to be said, I couldn't really see them properly with my old eyes and the 3x scope, but I could just, I knew where they were, and I could just about see them enough that I could aim. But I keep forgetting you can actually hold down the trigger, or hold down one of the buttons, and it lets you see through the scope. Like you can stay looking through the scope until you cycle another bullet. I always forget to do that in these situations, and then later I think, oh, I could have done that. Then I could have seen where the bullet was going and then make my adjustments from there. Because I'm obviously, having to adjust for the range. It's I actually didn't think it was as far as it is. I would have guessed it was about 300 yards, but it turned out to be a lot further away than that. Now, weirdly, I dropped the VHAR and then I pushed out the coast and took this edge and killed people as they came in. And on my way back to VHAR, I went past the windmills that I'd already been past. And suddenly there was a motorbike next to an open door, and obviously I knew someone was there, and it really reminded me of something, and I'll show you the clip. It reminded me of a clip which is one of the funniest sketches I remember from when I was a child watching Monty Python, and it was just a really funny moment in the sketch, and this moment reminded me of it because this person has definitely obeyed the first rule of not being seen, but as the clip points out, his hiding place is fairly obvious, and you'll see what happens to him, and you'll see what happens in the Monty Python skit in a moment. And it just reminded me of that. It just made me think of it. It made me laugh. In fact, PUBG always makes me think of that because people hide in bushes, and it's just really funny. But where else are you going to be when you've parked that motorbike there? So yeah, I thought it was a fairly obvious hiding place, and so you'll see what I mean from the Monty Python skit.
Mr. Nesbitt has learnt the first lesson of not being seen, not to stand up. However, he has chosen a very obvious piece of cover.
Yeah, so as in Monty Python, as in game, if you pick a really obvious bit of cover, it's never going to go well for you. But anyway, I'm going to leave you the rest of this gameplay playing out. If you want to know the result, just skip to the end. But it's got some nice tension to it. There was a guy that caught me with a surprise. There was something that moved in a way. The next kill I get is someone that moved in a way that I thought was a bot, but it wasn't. kind of freaked me out. And yeah, a guy takes me by surprise, and then it becomes a very tense ending. And I'm going to leave you with that and say that's all. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch the rest of this gameplay, it's quite fun.